around with phones. So when there's a fight in the stadium and they can't, you know, they don't have a camera nearby, the security guards will launch this and start streaming the video back to the command center. So they got everything recorded. So instantly, right? And also live. So now as I'm streaming this video, the guy in the command center can say, okay, Chaim, you know, get that guy over there also with the, you know, red hat, because, you know, I saw him throw, you know, something. So, you know, we'll stream the video. And you can actually have a phone conversation while the person is streaming the video, which is nice as well. So let's see if I could get this loaded while it's...
which is scary.
Let's see. All right, so you download the app from the Play Store, right? Basically, it presents a screen like this, because I already logged in. You have three options. You can either do a call, so if you want to call somebody, you have a pre-programmed number. You can actually send an alarm video, where now they'll actually trigger an alarm in the system to wake up the guys in the command center, or just stream video, because you just want to record something and then you can review it later. So let's do the alarm, right? So let's see if all this works. So now what should happen is I should be able to transmit, and you see how the video came in. You see where the map actually flew into the location. So here we are right here. Now you'll notice here when I float my mouse over it, it's the phone icon. It actually gives you the phone number of the person. So if you need to talk to the person, you could do that. And you know, what are the details. But as you can see here, we're just streaming through a Wi-Fi connection here, but this could be 3G or 4G as well. So that's nice.
Now, as if I was, let's say, walking on the street, you would actually see the phone on the map move.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
it's
know,
tracking.
it's tracking.
Like, you know, I was trying to find that video clip that I did with the customer. The customer was somewhere in Atlanta, and I gave him, you know, access to the system to download the application and then the username and password. So he was in his hotel room. He started streaming the video. I saw it come up, and then in the map I said, "Oh, you're in this section," and it was so accurate that I even was able to tell him what floor he was on. I was like, "What are you on, the second floor?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, good." So it was pretty accurate. So that was a pretty cool demo, because like when I showed him that, he was like, "Wow, that's amazing." So anyway, that's some of the tools that you have.
By the way, now you could do the query if you wanted to.
Yeah, now you can do the query. That's true. So let's do that. So let's say somewhere around here, Earth View, interactive query. Okay, so I'm just interested to see when, in the last 24 hours, if there was any True Witness device streaming video. So I just do the query right from the map. So you can use the map as your query tool, and you hit go, and there it is. You see you see these icons here that show the blue?
Yeah.
That indicates that it had archive video. So I just click on the icon, and now it's playing back video. Instead of live video, it's playing back that archive video that it found using the map. That's pretty good.
But why don't you pan a little bit with the map?
Oh, yeah.
Control and...
Yeah, so with obviously the Google Earth, you have features like this. So let's say, you know, I'm in New York, and I've got cameras deployed. Let's get to a nice section here in New York somewhere. Right there. So now, you know, if there was cameras in this area, I could obviously, you know, use all the tools that you have, like this, right? And, you know, zoom in, and, you know, if there was a camera on that building, I can hover over it and do the video. So you have all these tools, obviously, that are available through Google Earth. But, you know, the guys like in the city surveillance, they get a call from the cops in the field, or the officers in the field, and they say, hey, there's such and such incident going on in this street. They can type in that address like I showed you up there, and they'll go right to that location, and then as the map flies into the location, the icons will stop popping up of all the cameras down in the area, and they can just, you know, double click and view the video and help the guys in the field, you know, capture that person that's, you know, in a car or whatever, right? What else is going on? Let's see. So Google Earth, we showed you that. DVTEL also has a full suite of analytics. So we we're actually moving now our analytics to an HD platform. I think Mayor is working with you guys, I believe, on that front, right? That's what I think is going on. So, you know, if you look at some of the analytics that we offer, things like,
Of course, we're not showing these behaviors yet in HD, so these are the old standard definition, but
right.
you get the idea.
So object left behind. Actually, I have one of the cameras up now, one of the 720p cameras, so I'll show you how that looks. It's not focused, you know, 100% yet, because I've been busy and I didn't have any help yet, but I'll show you that. So here. There's that. So here's one of the 720s. All right, so it's looking behind a glass window, but right now this particular camera has the analytics embedded, and I have a customer, one of our city surveillance customers, coming in to evaluate it because they're looking to deploy a couple of cameras in the city for analytics. And you know, when I told them we had HD, they were interested in taking a look at that. So this is, you know, right now still in the configuration phase, but you know, these guys are going to be coming up probably next week to look at it. But as far as the analytics, like you saw, object left behind, the tracking, we've got like 7 or 8 rules that you can deploy within the camera.
Show some of the ones where, for instance, the human cannot even see that somebody's in the area, but
Right.
the camera was able to detect.
Exactly. So this,
The snow and.
so here's one. So this is a very poor picture, right? Low light, and you know, back here, if you were looking at multiple cameras, you would never be able to pick up that this person was crawling back there. So with the analytics, it was able to detect this even with very, you know, low resolution, low light type camera. You know, this is like a SIF resolution of that, and as you can see again, it's picking something up. Could be Tony coming back from the late night in the bar.
Well, the pub crawl, the really mean crawl.
By the way, this analytics in general is, you know, many products out there that can accomplish, but the trick is to be able to do it without false alarms.
Right.
So our false alarm rate, you know, if we were to, let's say, tell the camera to be very sensitive to anything moving around, you would have all those pixels or bird flying by just triggering analytics. And we have customers that are so particular that even 5 false alarms a day or something. What was that customer that was pushing us?
Yeah, we do have
Like 5 alarms a day was already, false alarms were too much.
Too much.
You'd say, oh, let the guy ignore it. Well, this guy has a few hundred cameras, so 5 a day is a matter.
You're talking about the power state utility.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had this customer that's looking to now roll out in all of their locations our analytics, and when they were initially testing it, they deployed it on 1 or 2 sites, but this site that they deployed it had a lot of problems with cats. So, you know, they had thermal cameras, which are the best for analytics because of the contrast, right? But they were getting all these alarms, and they started looking, like, oh, there's a bunch of cats in the area in the evenings. So I said, we can't handle these alarms if we have this system deployed on all 100+ sites. So what we did is we sent one of our guys over there.
Cat filter in.
Put the cat filter in. So we designed a new rule where it'll only detect vertical profile, right? So nothing like this, but like this. And it really eliminated all the alarms to a point where the customer was like, is it still working? Because we didn't have any false alarms. So then they started testing it further with people in the scene, and it was amazing. They went from hundreds of alarms actually to 0 with and good detection. So when people were there in the scene, you know, it actually triggered. So that was a great story because, you know, we modified the algorithm to fit the customer's needs.
Feline filter.
There you go.
Do you have one with the snow and the one with the boat?
I don't have it here, but it's online. We could probably, you know, look at it from the website. Yeah, but
Tracking PTZ I think is interesting.
tracking PTZ is a good one too. Yeah. So this guy, here's a scene where this is a fixed camera. So we detect somebody in the area. Okay, so we're going to track them. But now what happens is this guy hops the fence, so this is Chaim, you know, when he was in good shape.
Before I started at DB.
Exactly. Before he started at DB, you know, he's gonna hop the fence like a ninja. And what'll happen is now the system is gonna hand off the tracking to a PTZ camera. So now this is a PTZ camera taking, but it's autonomous PTZ tracking, right? No one's controlling it. The camera's doing this all on its own. And what's interesting here is that this person will go behind a wall. We'll lose track of him for that brief period of time. The camera will come back out for a second, try to reacquire the target, and then if it does, it picks up on him again.
Wow.
And this is all good. This is actually you know, the system really doing this. This is nobody controlling it. You know, we have a guy in New Orleans that actually tested this, and it works very well. He actually proved, you know, he didn't believe the video, so he tried it himself, and he was like, wow, it really does work. So anyways, so there's a bunch of different rules we can run, but what we're well known for, like Chaim said, is you know, outdoor perimeter, low false alarms, great detection, so that's where we shine usually with the analytics. And you know, again, the analytics is being done on the edge, so it frees up the servers to do whatever they need to do to process the HD, the 4K video, record it and stuff like that. So that's that. What else? You guys seen this video, right? You know, this is just our example. No, not this one. This is the one Ed and I are gonna go with the 4K video soon, or 4K camera.
Yeah,
And
but you don't have it turned on to show the metadata.
The metadata, no. This one. But you know, when we first got the 1080s, we took a trip to the city and you know, took this video, and this was very impressive. You know, when you show these customers.
So were you in the car?
I was in the car. There was actually 3 of us. It was Ed driving, myself, you know, co-pilot, and then we had another
This
guy.
is Ed driving?
This is Ed driving.
Oh wow, you could have been driver.
Let everybody go by me.
Everybody's honking.
There's
no audio.
I
We
didn't
should've
care.
captured the
I
audio.
wanted to see cars go. Unfortunately, we didn't do it in shutter mode. This was done in DC Iris, so unfortunately, you don't get the nice sharp freeze frames that we would have gotten had we done it in shutter mode.
But yeah, so you know, we want to do this again with the newer cameras. Show some of that video.
Yeah, the New York City driving video in particular, redoing that in 4K would be just unbelievable.
And you know, some other strengths that we, you know, when we present the system is our integration capabilities. So not only to cameras, but to third-party systems like access control, building management, whatever. So what our guys in Israel have done is, you know, several things in terms of, you know, making it easier. They developed this plugins capability here. So this is just a tool that they developed for our sales guys.